it's me again, Brittany, and I'm here today to do the Halloween book tag. And I was tagged by the lovely Sophie over at Sophisticated Books. I will leave her channel link down below, as well as the creator. I was so happy when she reached out to me asking if she could tag me in this video and that I could just do it whenever before or on the 31st. So this video should be going live on the 31st because I wanted to post it on Halloween just like Sophie did. So yeah, can you tell who I am today? Maybe, probably. I mean, the blonde might be throwing you off, but I am Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service. I really don't talk about this movie enough. It's actually one of my all-time favorite movies in general. I used to watch it on repeat. When I was young, I had it on like my VCR tape, and I'm still looking for a good DVD version since I know that the new one that they re-released has like a different soundtrack and Gigi doesn't talk as much. But yeah, it's one of the biggest reasons why I actually love Books with Chloe's, because like I feel like a connection with her, because she also really loves Kiki's Delivery Service, and I just always felt really cool about that. And today I wanted to be Kiki with a bow and a purple dress, and Gigi's running around somewhere, I don't know where, but we'll bring him out eventually. So yeah, I kind of just want to jump into the questions for this tag. They're super cute, so I'm so excited that I was tagged in this. So the first question is carving pumpkins. What book would you carve up and set on fire? You guys know that I manage not to read a lot of books that I hate. I normally feel pretty indifferent about the ones that I don't like. And it's probably has something to do with like I know my reading taste very well, so I don't read the books that I think I'm gonna end up hating, and I'm pretty good at like picking them out. Now, I've talked about this a lot on my channel this year, so hopefully I read another book I hate eventually, so I stop talking about it because I feel kind of bad. But obviously that's gonna have to be Eleanor and Park for me by Rainbow Rowell. It's just, I was so ready to love this book. If you haven't already heard my story, I loved Fangirl and I went straight into Eleanor and Park after it. And this was just very disappointing for me. I didn't like it at all. And I just thought it was a really gross relationship, and I really didn't like just how the characters were portrayed. If you weren't aware, Eleanor and Park is like coming of age romance story, and I hate the romance, so. But yeah, I would probably set this on fire, but like then what would I talk about? So I can't set it on fire. Number 2 is trick or treat. What character do you think is a trick and which one do you think is a treat? And I really love this question. It was just such a cute idea. So for a trick, I'm gonna go with Jude Cardon. I'm gonna go with Jude from The Cruel Prince. But in a good way. Like, I love that she was a trick in the end, because if you haven't read this is like the most mild of spoilers, but I will be holding this, and when I sit down I'll stop talking about her. But she is just such a goody two-shoes in the beginning. She's so invested in fitting into this fae court, and she's just kind of letting everyone walk all over her, but letting them because like her sister also wants her to let them, and she does. I don't know, she just is losing a major part of herself in the beginning, and I love that she tricks everyone in this book in the end. Every single person, she tricks them all with how badass and how strong and how taking no shit she is, and I love it so much. So yeah, that's why I think that Jude is a trick, and I love her so much. And yeah, I mean, if you weren't aware, The Cruel Prince has to do with Jude and her sisters are taken to the Fae lands after their parents are murdered, and it's just kind of them trying to fit in this Fae court where they hate humans. So yeah. And as for what character I think is a treat, I'm going with August from This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. He is the sweetest little pumpkin of love, and I love him so much. This Savage Song has to do with this city that is split up by a wall, and in this city every single violent action turns into a monster. And it kind of discusses what truly makes a monster, because we have Kate Harker, who is human and lives in the north side of the city where they buy their freedom from the monsters. And we have August, who is a monster, but has so much humanity and wants to be so good, and he lives in the south side where they're fighting against the monsters and trying never to make any violent acts. So I just love the discussion on what really makes a monster in this book. I love August. I think he is just the sweetest little sweetie pie, and I love him. Number 3 is Candy Corn. What book is always sweet? Now, I actually hate Candy Corn, but I love this book. I used to reread books all the time when I was a lot younger. I would reread like the Vampire Academy books, the Mortal Instruments books, Twilight, like there were so many books that I used to reread, and lately I've kind of lost that in myself. I don't reread as often just because my TBR is so large, but this is a book that I would most definitely reread and that I think would make me so happy because I loved it so much the first time I ever read it. I just loved the writing and the lyrical and the magicalness of everything, and that didn't make a lot of sense, but I mean, I still loved it. And that's gonna be the Night Circus. It's right here. It's under too many books, so I'm just gonna, yeah. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. It is just such a beautiful story, and honestly I want to reread it because I don't remember enough about it. I only remember some quotes and the like feeling that I got while reading it, and it's basically these two people are having a magical competition throughout the entire book, and it takes place in this circus that appears only at night, and it's just so atmospheric. And I think I'd be really happy rereading it, so I think that one. That's definitely gonna be my candy corn answer. Number 4 is ghosts. What character would you love to visit you as a ghost? Now, I thought this question was a little weird just because it's like, I'd rather meet my favorite characters, not their ghosts. So I'm gonna go with kind of a cop-out, but like, I meant to be holding up Nevernight, but it's just, so I'm gonna go with Mr. Kindly, the Shadow Cat, because he's kind of like a ghost already. So in my imagination, he's gonna come visit me as a shadow cat, and then I'm gonna be able to keep him, and then I'm gonna have a new shadow cat. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for here, and it would be really fun because he's always telling Mia just like advice, and he's trying to like lead her in the right path, and I think that I would have a great deal of fun with a Mr. Kindly that's trying to help me out. So yeah, this is God's Grave, the second book in the Nevernight trilogy, but Nevernight is about a girl named Mia Corbett who is looking for revenge on the people that harmed her family, and she's trying to get training in a very elite assassin's academy, but she has these secret powers that aren't so secret, but she doesn't really understand. So that wasn't a very good explanation, but like Nevernight's really amazing, so yeah. Number 5, dressing up in a costume. What character would you love to be for a day? I'm gonna go with Manon. I'm holding up this because this is when Manon first came into the series, but Manon is the most badass Iron Teeth witch, and you know what? I know I'm a witch, but I'm like a very good witch, and she's a very different kind of witch, and I think it would be fun to explore my dark side. But yeah, Manon is just amazing. Plus, if I get to be Manon for a day, that means that I get to be around the 13 for a day, and I get to be around Dorian for a day, and I get to be around Abraxos, which is like the main reason that I want to be Manon. So I think it would be really cool, and yeah. Number 6, wizards and witches. What is your favorite Harry Potter moment? So I've talked many times about how I haven't reread the Harry Potter series yet, and that I really want to, and one of the reasons is because I don't remember a lot of the details of everything. So I'm gonna go with kind of like a cop-out answer, but still one that gives me all the warm and fuzzy feelings, and that is when Hagrid first like barges through the door and gets Harry to go to Hogwarts. Like, that part is just so heartwarming and so perfect because Harry, his entire life, has kind of been treated like crap, and the Dursleys are so mean to him, and they don't want to even recognize his birthday, they don't let him get any of his letters to Hogwarts, and they're just so cruel to him. So that moment is just like a big change for Harry. Like, to have someone that actually cared enough to even make him a cake was the biggest of deals for him, and that's like the moment that initiates everything. Like, he gets to go to Hogwarts, he has this whole magical experience and fighting the Dark Lord. But yeah, so that's probably one of my favorite Harry Potter moments. Number 7 is Blood and Gore. What book was so creepy that you had to take a break from it for a little while? Now, I didn't take that long of a break, but I definitely took a few breaks during Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. I actually just read this month for October, and it is just so creepy at times. I can't even like tell you it's just very suspenseful, and there are moments where you just don't want to see it anymore. Like, you're just like, okay, okay. Now, the part that I remember very clearly, like, taking a break for, this isn't going to be a spoiler, but it's when, I've mentioned this before, that there's a sensory deprivation part that I was very curious about. And that's the part that actually did freak me out the most, and I had to kind of just like look away because I didn't know what was gonna happen. I had no idea. I had high hopes, and I'm not gonna tell you whether they were gratified or not, but either way, I definitely had to take a break before like the climax of that scene, and it was just fantastic. Into the Drowning Deep has to do with this research boat. It's not a boat. Research ship that went missing after looking for this legendary creature in the Mariana Trench for a mockumentary. And now, 7 years later, they're making the trip again to find out what happened to that research ship, and to see whether that legendary creature is real or not. And it's very creepy. So creepy. Alright, that's it for the questions for this tag. Obviously, I'm going to be posting this on the 31st, so I mean, if anyone wants to do it after Halloween, you're more than welcome to, but personally I'm not going to tag anyone just because I feel a little weird telling anyone to do this after Halloween has already passed. But I had so much fun. Thank you again, Sophie, for thinking of me and tagging me in this video. I had a great time, and yeah. Oh, Gigi finally came. You're being such a good boy. Come on, tell them something, Gigi. Oh, that's right, only witches can hear him. Sorry! I'm having too much fun, obviously. But yeah, that's gonna be it for my video today. I make videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays most of the time. So I will see you in my next one. Bye!